Riverside Elementary, welcome to my hotel room in Carlsbad, New Mexico. My name is Jen Winkler, and I am your Capturing Kids' Hearts strategist. I have to tell you that it has been a long, wonderful, joyful day, and I got to start with you on your campus today. I wanted to send you a video because I had the most wonderful start to my day by being on your campus, and I just felt like you deserved to hear from me about all the great things that I saw and also maybe some challenges for the next steps for you and how you could grow in capturing kids' hearts. Now, don't worry. This is not a, hey, let's add this to your plate kind of scenario because, guys, trust me, I was a teacher for 22 years, slash administrator. I know that there's plenty on your plate. So let's not take this as a one more thing to do, but a challenge. If you're willing to and up for it, I think that you might enjoy some of these things because it's actually going to take things off your plate and put them all into the students and give them some accountability for capturing kids' hearts. So let's start with some great things that I saw on your campus. Beginning with the announcements. Guys, your kids, your students, the student council is running your announcements. Not only are they running them, but they're so wonderfully doing it. They are verbally articulate. They are calm and careful with their words. They are a wonderful model for other students of what it should be like to be heard and communicate effectively. And I hope that you take the time to talk with your students in your class about, hey, did you hear how they talked today? Did you hear how they spoke clearly today? Guys, when you're reading things, that's how I want you to think as you read so that we can hear the words coming out of your mouth. I was so impressed with those students today, and what a wonderful way to start my beginning journey with Riverside. As I walked into your building, your front office staff, unbelievable. They are the face of your school. They genuinely are the beginning phases of every part of Riverside, and you have the most wonderful front office staff, beaming with joyful smiles, so welcoming. I was a complete stranger, and they were just happy to see me, and I just felt like I belonged from the very first second that I stepped in the door. So I know that they are representing everything that you guys are about from the very first moment that people enter your building. Well done, well done. A couple of other things. Let's see, I made some notes here and sent some notes to your wonderful leadership team, but I wanted to let you know that they shared with me your action plan. How intentional is that you already have an action plan with CKH? And I know that the three things that you guys are working on is your social contract, good things, and a launch. Guys, those are bite-sized, wonderfully easy and approachable action steps that by the end of the year, I think we can accomplish. You have a process champion on your team named Jennifer. She's amazing, and you have a principal who really cares about culture and truly believes that from culture comes strong academics. From culture comes a decrease in behavior. We've seen it. It's proven scientifically. So lean on those two. They have my number as well, and they can reach out in any time of need. But let me give you a couple of things. Number one, my first challenge to you is this. With social contracts, my challenge number one is let's make it a living document. I love that you're updating them every 9 weeks because yes, there are sometimes new students. There's a growth in how the students are actually mentally growing, but also like a change in the environment. So I love that they're adjusting every 9 weeks, but we have to refer to them. They can't just be on the wall, right? So guys, when you have circle time, when you start your day, when you're welcoming your students, they sit down and you're about to begin good things, say, hey y'all, let's take a look at this social contract. These are the words you said were important, so take a minute to read over them, or let's read these together. Today, I really want us to focus on, and maybe your lesson has to do with safety. Maybe you're working on something in science today, or maybe you're reading, so you really need for the kids to be listening today. Maybe pull out words that are important for the day, write it on the board and circle it. We need to do all of these words, but today I'm really focusing on this word. Use that contract as leverage for behavior during the day. So that is part of the challenge. The other part of the challenge is 2 classroom jobs. Y'all, we know if we give kids a job, they don't forget their jobs. Your door holder, you know they're going to be like, Miss, I'm door holder. Okay, we know. So give them 2 jobs. Add it to your job list. The first is a class affirmer, a contract affirmer. This is somebody that when maybe the class is getting rowdy, or maybe you just want to call on and in the moment raise the excitement level, the happiness level, the cultural context level of the class, you can say, hey, Sarah, you're our contract affirmer today. Can you find somebody in the class that's doing one of these words on our contract really, really well right now? And let that person who's the affirmer, Sarah in this example, point out another classmate. If they say, yeah, Jorge's doing an amazing job listening, say, oh, thank you so much for noticing, Jorge. Then reward Sarah and reward Jorge. Number one, she saw a classmate and she pointed them out. Number two, Jorge was doing something that they noticed and wrote on the contract that they felt was a behavior that was worth mentioning on a piece of paper that they agreed to, right? So take the time to do that. If you're in a lower grade, guys, remember it's okay to use pictures on your social contract. And it's even okay to keep it simple to those 3 must-have words: listening, effort, and no put downs. And you can use synonyms for those words, remember? So it could be listening, try your best, kind words. And you can use pictures like an ear for kind words, a happy face with sound coming out of it. You can be creative, and instead of using words because they can't read yet, use pictures. And instead of having an affirmer say it verbally out loud, maybe use clothespins with their faces on the end of the clothespins, and their friends are allowed to move their friends' pictures to the actual symbol to show that they saw them doing that. Use your teacher creativity to make it happen, but allow the students to affirm one another. When that starts to happen, that's when the culture starts to be creative. That's when walls come down and the kids aren't afraid to fail in front of one another, which means academic questions are much more willing to start happening and academic growth starts to happen as well. The second job in this challenge is called a contract rater. For littles, it's this, or this. Hey, contract rater, how are we doing right now? It seems a little loud in here. And maybe the contract rater's like, meh. So you would ask them, ooh, we're always shooting for this. Why did you say this? And the contract reader has to tell you why. Then you ask the class, how do we improve? And the students have to tell you how to make the improvement. So rather than you standing up there and going, guys, be quiet, sit down, calm your bodies. Now they're taking accountability. For the older grades, instead of using this, or this, you can use a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, 4th grade. Wait till they're quiet. Contract rater, where are we on a scale from 1 to 10? And I highly encourage you to give your contract rater job to a behavior problem in your class. I like to call them behavior leaders because they're leading just in the wrong way. So behavior leader, contract rater, where are we right now? They'll be like, oh, we're at a 4. The one rule is you can't use names. They can't be like, well, Jennifer's sitting on the floor picking her nose. They can't do that. But they can say, we're talking when we're supposed to be listening. We're falling asleep instead of participating. That's what they can do. And then you can say, guys, we're shooting for a 10. Tell me how we can get there. The students take responsibility for their behavior improvement, not you. And over time, quickly over time, you'll be surprised. You're going to see that their behavior improves drastically without you. So you're going home tired from teaching content, not from dealing with behavior. So that's my first challenge to you. I love the shout out videos that you guys do. I love the student encouragement and power visuals that I saw posted in your guys' classrooms with reading and with math. Y'all, that's CKH. I don't care if it's NWA or whatever processes and procedures and content you're using. CKH can be embedded in that. Y'all keep living these processes. The only question I have for you is think of all the ways that you can empower your kids. Take it off of your shoulders and give it to them. If you're at the door greeting, get a greeter there with you that's a student. If you're running good things, get a student that can start reading and running good things with you. Don't forget those follow-up questions and a round of applause for everybody. Build that culture. It matters, y'all. And thank you for showing up every day and doing what you do. The world needs good teachers, and I'm blessed to be a part of your family. Y'all keep doing it. Bye.